There we go. All right, everyone. Welcome back to the Crazy Crafter live stream. It is November 1st, 2020. And with us today, we've got Alexandre Cromier. Forgive me if I'm. How do I pronounce it? The last name, Alex. I'm sorry. Whoa. Say again there, brother.
It's okay.
Oh, there we go. How do I pronounce it? Is it Cromier?
It's in fact, I'm French Canadian, so my first language is French. So you say Alexandre Cormier.
Alexandre Cromier.
Cormier.
All right.
Cormier.
I'm gonna get that before the end of the stream. Well, we're so
But yeah,
excited.
the
We're excited to have you, brother. Thank you for joining us today. Um, and as always, we've got Michael Patterson from Nat One Videos. Hey, mate, how you doing over there?
Doing good, doing good. Ready
Excellent.
to stick and glue something.
Stick and glue something, yeah. Trying something a little bit different today. Something I'd never seen before, which is why I'm bringing Alex on. He's the one who introduced it to me. Welcome everyone who's joining the stream with us today. If you haven't checked the description, today's build, not so much a bin build challenge, although we are going to be using recycled materials. Cardboard is what Alex said we needed, but there is a link that I'll put in the description if you're curious and you want to join the build today. We're going to be using printable terrain. So over here, I've got a bunch of stuff printed out, and this is kind of the end result. This is terrain that you can download for free on the tabletop. There's a place that Alex has gone to download it, but someone else in the comment thread on the tabletop posted this link. So this is where I went to grab this, but this is kind of the end result where you print off individual pages, fold them together, attach them to the cardboard, and glue them together, and it's instant tabletop houses. And that's kind of where I wanted to shift. We're starting off a new theme with a new month, and it's house builds. So I was super excited to tackle this project because I thought it was a pretty clever way to build tabletop quickly and pretty cheaply. So that's why we'll have Alex on here to talk a little bit more about it. But the Alex, before we dive into that, tell us a little bit about yourself. What tabletop games do you play? When did you get into crafting? So let's start with that. What games are you currently playing?
So yeah, I'm a dungeon master in Dungeon and Dragon 5 edition, and I'm trying, like recently, to be a game master of Warhammer Fantasy 4th edition. These are the two only game I played because I don't have a lot of time, and these are pretty great. So.
Nice. And how long have you been crafting?
For about 5 months.
Oh, nice. Pretty recently.
Yeah.
What drew you to tabletop terrain making? What got you? What sent you down that rabbit hole?
It's because in March I've catch COVID. So in fact I've got COVID.
Oh wow.
So yeah, I was like pretty sick, and I was at my home doing nothing, and the time passed, and I was like, oh, I need to do something with my life, and I've decided to do from Dungeon Craft, Professor Dungeon Master. I've decided to do the Ultimate Dungeon Terrain build. That is like basically a big square of foam. I have it right there. But it's like a big square of foam that you can put your minis on, and it simulates like the interior of a dungeon, so you don't have to put like walls and everything. So yeah, it's like I gotta show you because I'm not really good with explanation.
That's what the stream's about, brother. Bring it on and share it.
So it's kind of things like that.
Oh yeah, that looks great. Look at that.
So yeah, you put your minis on, and it's Yeah, it's a thick boy, but yeah, I've done that, and after that, it's just like you said, a rabbit hole. I started doing more things, and more things, and one day I found a paper terrain, and that's pretty great.
It is pretty great. Well, first off, so glad. Like, I mean, talk about making the best out of a terrible situation, being sick at home with COVID. Like, bravo to finding an awesome outlet for it, and so glad that you're recovering. So definitely glad to hear that. In the midst of the search and quest for tabletop, you found this printable terrain.
Yeah.
Let's talk a little bit about that terrain. I'm gonna switch us over here to the slide here, so we can check this out. It's pretty cool. Tell us a little bit about the printable terrain. When you stumbled upon it, you found it, and what was your first thought when you found this resource?
In fact, I didn't found them. I've traveled to Poland, in fact, to do a Harry Potter LARP in a Poland castle. So yeah, I was like doing that, and
Nice.
I've met a fantastic woman. Yeah, my story is pretty damn awesome. But yeah, this is why I've catch COVID though. I was in the castle in Poland, and I've catch COVID there. So yeah, I've met a girl who was really into crafting and D&D, and after the LARP, I've added her on Facebook, and she was like posting pictures of like really cool terrain, and I was like, damn, did you do that? And she was like, no, it's paper terrain, and she made a huge city out of them, and I was just like, oh god, that's great, that's really
Yeah.
great, because I don't have a lot of money, and I want to build a city. And I was like, show me how to do that. And she showed me the website of Dave Graffam PDF thingy.
Mm-hmm.
And I've started like doing them recently. And they turned out pretty great. And that is a little house.
They look
Those are,
great.
yeah, they look fantastic for the tabletop.
Yeah,
Like
for the
you throw
Caribbean,
that
right.
down on the table. See, that's a great build. That's such a
Yeah, and it costs almost nothing.
yeah, it's such a great resource. Carl from Carl Makes Stuff is in the chat here saying that he loved making this type of models back in the 80s. So I am, for what may seem new to me, it may have been around for a while. So this is it's another great way to add to the tabletop. And again, like you said, Alex, I think this is a really economical way to do it, because you can just take recycled whatever you've got and print out some really high quality stuff that when you put it on the tabletop, it's just even there, like you're saying, before we started the stream, you were saying one of the houses was really tricky, and that like the roof when you get close isn't right, but you can't tell when it's down on the tabletop. I think it's such a great resource, which is a great way to kick off this month's theme with houses, because houses are super fun. I love building them, but they are time consuming. And I know Michael's spent some time building houses too, but this is a great way to build up. Like you said, if you need a city, you could literally spend, I would feel. What did you say? How long does it take for an average? Not the monster behemoth one that you said was such a
This
big
one
one.
was
Yeah,
pretty
that's
damn
great.
tricky.
Look at that one.
This took me about like 2 hours, and it was like I do that in the evening. So yeah, I was like, I've done 2 or 4 of them already, so I was like pretty oiled up and ready to go. And it took me like 2 hours for this one, but the smaller ones can take me 30 minutes to 1 hour. It really depends of the build and if I'm clumsy or not. So yeah, 1 hour.
The thing for me is that it seems with these things, you're not just going to go, right, I'm going to build my whole entire game from cardboard, although you could, but
Right.
like it's the perfect way to flesh out your game, if you know what I mean. Like for me, I'm definitely going to use some of these now that I've seen them in amongst terrain that I've built myself, and just to make my towns bigger to make the streets bigger and like, but obviously I want to still do the normal builds, but to have these spotted in around the town as well, it's just going to make your game a little bit more bigger. Basically,
Yeah.
you've got more room to move around.
Yeah,
totally.
That's one of the. I'm in agreement with you there, Michael. I think like you said, it increases the scale and the scope. Even for one of those larger builds that you're talking about, Alex, like the 2 hours for the larger build, no way that I complete that same project of that scope and scale in 2 hours. Like there's no time comparison. And I think you hit upon it, such a big part of this hobby and game. Like time is precious, and being able to find the time to craft. If you can find time to craft 2 hours and bang out a nice build like that, man, that is gonna add so much to the tabletop. And there's that link that I posted. I'll have to find the exact link that that Alex was referring to as well, and see if there's any more. I have to do some more research to see if there's any other stuff out there that's printable, and I'm sure there is out there on Drive Through Tabletop. Carl, if you know of anything, please post it in the chat there for anyone else to check out, or anyone else that's watching as well. Please share it in the chat. We'd love to know. But the build and being able to like literally just download it, print it, and you're ready to go is what I think is a perfect compliment to the stream today. So I've got a couple more pictures up here that Alex has made. So this is kind of the first picture up there, Alex, that I have set up. It's all of your buildings, and then you have. Did you print out the cobblestone road, or is that something you made with foam? Foam as well.
I've made that with a thing it's like a mat for Christmas village.
Yes.
Yeah, I found that in like Michael's. It's I don't know if you know Michael's, but it's like a crafting store.
We've got them for sure. Yep.
Yeah. So yeah, I found that in the Christmas section. I was like, damn, that's convenient. That's really convenient for D&D. And I just repainted them and put cardboard like on the
backside.
The backside, yeah.
It looks great. That's a perfect solution. So, that your Michael's Christmas Stone Village solution here reminds me. Someone posted, I think yesterday, in the guild, a desert like reptile sand mat that you can buy at the pet shop, but it was like desert map. You just lay it out, and it's like a battle map for desert terrain. And he was like $30, and I was just like, "Ooh, that's pretty on par for like a battle mat of that size." But I was like, that'd be kind of cool to like see if you could find your own roll up, like how to make your own silicone mold with and add your own stuff to it to make your own battle mat like that. That's what it started to get me thinking about. So.
Yeah, I'm always on the hunt for inexpensive way to build dungeon thingy and terrain and battle map.
Yeah, I think that's the name of the game, right? What's the cheapest way you can find it?
So Colin, just another point is that with these, like, although you can put them printed out like this on your table just as they stand, just obviously realizing that you could use them as the basis of an actual build where, like, say, for instance, the thatch roof, if you wanted to create texture on that, you could just glue some stuff onto the actual piece, or like the piece of wood, where you could just basically glue bits in where you want them. If you want to make it a little bit more in-depth and 3D, like you could just use this as a template, stick it together, and add more pieces on top. You know what I mean?
I actually was thinking about that when I went out to gather materials for the stream today. I recently grabbed some. Michael's is a pretty great supply source for some really cool crafting stuff. But they have clear cellophane. It's like clear cellophane wrapping paper, and I was thinking about cutting that out and then putting that behind the windows because you could even get in with the detail of the X-Acto knife, cut out just the individual glass squares, and then behind that, like not haphazardly, but pretty haphazardly adhere some cellophane to it, and all of a sudden you have this glass look, right? And then all of a sudden you throw a tea light underneath that thing, and all of a sudden it's lit up from the. So you can very quickly, I think, enhance the printable terrain, which you can modify it, and I think the flexibility within that is it makes the crazy crafter on the back of my hair, on the crazy crafter hairs on the back of my neck go whoa whoa whoa. So I'm excited for that.
Yep.
Well, cool. Let's check out a couple more of your pictures here and feature these here, Alex. We've got. Let me click it. Boop. There it is. There's the big one. That big one that you were talking about that took a couple hours. This one I can see why you're talking about taking a little bit more time. It's got a couple more of those 3D enhancements that Michael, you're talking about, like that kind of is popping out here on this build already. Even cutting out the door, right? Even the door, and like adding a wood door to it, or even you could even just glue the wood right on top of this one as a template. That would be pretty cool. Just little things. Even the edging, like the edgings of the roof, you could miter some foam or cardboard and dress it up. There's tiny little things that you could do. A little extra you could literally, like you said, the template laying on top, you totally could do it and would be amazing. Yep. That would be a fun way to enhance these builds. But even again, without that, they look just remarkable. These are cool. These are outhouses, right? Oh, you have I moved on to the next picture with the outhouses, but these you told me, Alex, you shared with me you had a specific story in mind for these for a future game. What is the future story?
Well, I want to do like a campaign in the Warhammer Fantasy world, and for the people that don't really know this world, it's really grim and gritty, and like you play not really heroes, but like poor bastards who just try to survive in a really harsh environment. Mm-hmm. So I wanted to make a scenario about like a guy who are the PCs to like just protect the restroom area of a construction site, because like thugs keep like tugging people like that go to the toilet and just come back and they steal them. And I was just like, okay, it's so funny to just like put some outhouses and okay, you have to protect that. You're a hero, right? And I was just like, I found it really funny to just like made a scenario about poop because I'm 28, but I'm a kid, I guess.
I think it's a great scenario. I thought it was, again, it's cool that that this terrain, or so when did you think of that idea once you found this outhouse, or was that something that you had wanted to create that and then you ended up finding this as the resource to solve for your campaign?
In fact, I'm a LARPer, so I've done a lot of LARP along the years because in fact I don't have a YouTube page or something like that. I have a Facebook page called in French Alex le Rolliste. That mean kind of Alex the LARPer and something like that, nice. But in French. And I've done LARP a lot. So in LARP we have this thing where you have some players that really like to camp the toilet, like trying to kill people that go shit. It's like it's a thing. And you really have people that play assassins and they are like just like aside the outhouse and try to kill you. So you have this thing where it's a bit of a running joke of people that try to kill you when you go shit. So it's kind of it's like a running gag that I want to put into a D&D game or a Warhammer Fantasy game.
So first off, that is, I mean, there's two parts of me how I feel about that. A, ingenious, camp the pooper, so you can ambush people. But then there's B, The B side of me is just like, come on, like earn your kills on the battlefield. Like,
You have like the loyal evil, like it's a really loyal evil thing. Like you follow the rules, like you can kill people that go shit, but it's really shitty to do so.
Yeah.
So,
pun intended. Go ahead, Michael.
Alex, it's interesting that that you're talking about you're into LARP, yeah.
Mm.
Because basically in the last week, I've kind of gone down this little YouTube rabbit hole, all into the whole LARPing community. So there's a YouTube channel that I'm following now called Goblin Industry. Do you know Goblin Industry?
Goblin Industry.
Oh.
So they're a German LARPing company or whatever. And so in Germany, LARPing is absolutely massive.
Yep.
It's huge in Germany. And they basically spend like a whole week in game. Like they like you turn up to this place and they spend a whole week in game, like people walking around. Yeah, it just looks amazing, man. Mm. So kind of tempted to actually try it someday.
It's a really good and fun hobby for real, and it's like a rabbit hole with crafting. You start with a simple costume and you like put out more coat and more things and more pouches and more swords and and there go your like bank account and things like that. I've been in that rabbit hole for almost like I think 10 or 15 years. It's been a lot of time. I've done a lot of life in my life.
Yeah, one of so you brought there's a way, I think, Michael. You'd have to check with one of the local LARP sessions that's near you, but Richard from the RPG Daily and RDM about a year ago, coming up on a year ago, pretty close to it, tried a LARP, and instead of signing up to be a player, he signed up, I think, as almost like an NPC to be in game to kind of like test it out and see what it was like before going down, because again, it is kind of a wild investment of time, right? Some of these take days or weeks, right, where they sign up to play. So that's how he kind of dabbled his foot into it, and it was an interesting experience. He's got a video. I'll have to find. That's another one I got to find and link up. But on his LARP experience, but I bet you they have something similar. If you've never tried it before, you could get.
It's inevitable. I would love the idea of making a costume and running around with a big foam sword and whacking people. It sounds great.
Yeah, it does sound pretty fun. It's addictive. Yeah, it's addictive. How many LARPs have you participated in, Alex?
Shit. A fuck ton for real. It's been like 10 years, so I've done a lot of them. In Quebec, LARP is like really big. Like you have a lot of people doing LARP. I don't understand really why, but we have a lot of LARP going on. Like I don't want to like brag ourselves, but for real, I think we have one of the biggest LARP communities in the world. Wow. And we're just a little French Canadian province. So yeah, it's pretty big in Quebec, and I've done a lot of LARP in Quebec. But one day I had one of my friends who asked me to be with him on a travel to Poland and go to what is called College of Wizardry. So it's like a big Harry Potter LARP in a castle in Poland. It was like 2 or 3 years ago, and I just found in love with the idea of international LARP, because in a lot of community, like in Quebec, everybody know everybody. It's like it's a big but small and little community. So you really like I needed to meet other people, and it was really cool for me to go like to Poland and meet people from England, from Denmark, from Japan, from everywhere in the world, and it was really like eye-opening for me. And because of that, I'm really into like international LARP, so I really wanted to go like to Drakenfest in Germany, and I have a lot of LARP that I want to try that are in the UK. because I really like I really like the UK. Not because of our history, because like the British people kind of like screwed us up a lot. But I really like the British people. They are really cool.
Yeah, it's anytime you get a chance to travel and meet people from different countries is a special experience. And
Yeah, it's really cool.
especially when you're gathering and meeting for that that Harry Potter LARP that you're describing, it's pretty amazing to have everyone gather from on an international basis to have this shared experience and play this game with each other. That I can definitely see being a really cool experience. It's fun when you just get your friends together that on a normal basis and play tabletop games online or in person when we can do that again. Like it's definitely rocking. So being able to do that's such a cool experience. All 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 inspired. I love how you're drawing from your real life experiences to create this encounter for your Warhammer players with the outhouses. That's great. It's hilarious.
Yeah,
I love it.
I'm gonna be the one I hate the most.
Oh yeah, see, we got another build up here for them. These are a couple of the smaller cottages, one taller, one smaller. They're so cool, man. Like there's just a lot of detail that you can get from these printed out, and they add onto your game. And you're saying you just put them on a cardboard base there too. Now, is there something printed on top of the base there too, Alex?
What do you mean? There's something what?
On the cardboard on the base for the houses here. I remember you saying you put cardboard, but do you print anything to put on top of the bases, or do you just leave that
in fact,
blank?
in the build, sometimes you have maybe I'm gonna find it. Sometimes on the build you have like a little section that is like a big round or like square of thingy, and it's the thing you put in. You put on you have the cardboard. You put another like layer. It's the base, and it's already printed out, so you don't have like to draw something else.
That's cool.
So yeah.
Well, these are great. I'm excited to try our hand at these today. It'll be fun. If you're just joining us on the stream, we've got Alex here who shared this week his love and his recent builds from Printable Tabletop Terrain, and we've got the link up in the chat. If you need that link posted again, definitely let me know if you need that link posted up there again. But you're more than welcome to join us for this build today when we jump into it here in just a moment. I've also got. I always try to share stuff from our recent builds. And this last week, Michael, you finished up a pretty big project. You had several tiny little buildings that you built on this one, but this project is just too cool because it's such a massive one. It also happens to be the one that we decided to collaborate on, and it needed some TLC because the video is epic. If you haven't seen it, the link to Nat One Videos is in the description. You'll have to go there. It is the one that was posted this week on Wednesday. Was it Wednesday? Was it Wednesday of this week?
No, I posted this on Friday.
On Friday. Okay.
That's awesome.
Yeah, I posted the dungeon part on Wednesday, and then
that's what I'm thinking of.
Top part on Friday.
Well, tell us a little bit about what you have going on. On top of we're looking at the top surface of it's the top side of this build.
So it's pretty much all just carved XPS foam with a little bit of bark. So the pillars, it's all hand carved. But honestly, like I guess the most complicated part would be the dwarven pillars part. That takes a little bit of time. But the rest is just carving little circles into XPS foam. The graves were super easy. You could knock out some of the graves in a couple of minutes. standing stone in the middle, super easy. You can just
Yep.
carve that up. And then, I mean, it looks great there, but once that's painted, it's going to look so much. I mean, it just, you know how to paint stone. It's just going to bring it.
Yeah, it's gonna be, it's going to be. I mean, it is an epic build. Like it's gonna. I can't wait to paint it. I can't wait to get my hands on it. And I know, I when you were like, what I had the same thought when right before you said it in your video where you're like, I don't want to send it to you. I just want to stay here and finish it. I was just like, I could totally. I was like, I thought the same thing. I was like, oh, it's gonna be hard for him to send that one away. But based on our conversation before we started the stream, we've got some good idea. Like you and we're almost on the same wavelength of what to add in on those details. So let's go to the next slide here. Oh, did I only add that one? I guess I only added that one. Underneath, there is this dungeon that has hallways, that has another face, like the dwarven face that you carved to put inside the hallway down there is totally cool. But it's got individual rooms too, so there's a lot of room for... I mean, you could just paint it straight up, and it would be an amazing experience. But it needs more stuff. I got excited at looking at it. I was like, oh, it's gonna be fun to dress everything, right? And add all the small nuances, like add manacles to one of the halls for the dungeon. Add some rusty old weapons. Can I create a little skeleton? Carl from Carl Makes Stuff this week shared his Halloween build. Which if you haven't seen, you need to go check it out from the sculpt. Can I sculpt a skeleton? That was my first thought after watching your videos. I was like, well, now can I it's like the ultimate, that's what the community is about, like inspiring each other, right? This build was inspired by Carl, and that build that he did was inspired by your dwarven pillars. So I think I'm excited to combine everything. And now I'm also going to think, what can I print out, right? What can I print out and use? I've used that. I've done like small maps before in one of the dioramas, and I printed out and made like a little frame and then posted that up on a wall before. So I'm excited to see how we can incorporate all these new techniques as we go along. It's pretty fun. Well, let's check this out. Let's go back to the main one here. I'll hold this up in a couple different areas. So I haven't shown you this, but this, to give you guys an idea of larger buildings. I built this a while ago. So this is a massive building. This is like
This is a big ass building.
It's a big ass building, is right, Alex. Like, I think I got my scale a little crazy with this, but I wanted a large, like, hall. And originally I was thinking, too, I was just like, well, I can also create maybe, like, an addition where I add, like, a steeple on top of here, and then I make it a church. Out front here, I haven't done it yet, but I'll put magnets inside to where I can just, like, make different signs, and I can change it to, like, whatever I want. But... just to give you an idea of, like, this build took me weeks to do, spread out, like, not completing it all, but everything from the individual, like, this is what took most of the time. I used textured rollers for the bricks, and then went back and hand drew it all in, chipped them, weathered it, and it was a long time. Super fun. The shingles were super fun to create and build. I like the color on it all. But again, it is a crazy process to put together, and when you can just print something out and have something assembled in minutes, like within minutes. So that is it's not the most recent build that I've done. I built this one back in the summertime when I had a little bit more free time. But it's definitely I only have, what do I have? I have 3 houses right now that I could throw on the tabletop. But by the end of one day of crafting, if you had a solid session, I could more than double with this printed terrain. So I kind of want to shift into that realm now and see if we can start heading into building and creating one of these. Is there anything we should know? Any tips that you can provide to Michael and myself and the viewers out there that are on the stream today, Alex? About is there any steps that you've learned along the way? They're like, oh man, don't do this first, or any special
Don't
feedback?
don't use wet glue.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like don't use PVA glue. It's a shit thing to use. It's gonna like put glue everywhere. It's gonna make like your cardboard really wet, and it's not good. I try to use glue that is instant. Like I use a lot of hot glue, really cool stuff, dry really quickly. And I think this is like the main thing to do. Like don't use wet thing with cardboard. Really not a good thing to do. And just take your time when you're gluing, because I'm an impatient asshole. So yeah, sometimes I'm just like, oh yeah, I'm gonna glue the roof, and the roof like it look like shit, and I'm just like, well, I could like taken more time to do that. But yeah, don't rush this. It's a really easy thing to do for real. Like if I'm good with it, you're gonna be good with it. I'm not that much of a good crafter. So yeah.
Well, before we get in there, I just wanted to share. You also shared. I would disagree, Alex. I think you're a great crafter. And again, everyone's got to start somewhere. And you also were building this ruined piece of scatter terrain, or not. It was not even scatter, but this ruined building. Show us that build real quick, because you showed that beforehand.
Yeah. Just wait a minute.
Yeah, go for it.
I'm there.
I could, Carl on here, I was like, I'll sculpt the skeleton, and Carl's like, maybe not the best thing to start on your first sculpt with. And I was like, I'm bold to a fault. I could try to sculpt like an arm, or like a couple of bones, like, and have it like hanging, maybe, from the manacles. I might also just print, I could 3D print some stuff too.
Can I ask you a question, Alex?
Yep.
So it seems whenever I've printed out two of my pieces, one's on the cottage one side, which is one side of the building, and the other side they seem to be slightly different sizes. Did you ever have any problems with that, or have I just done the printing wrong?
Maybe you have to check if like the two files that you're printing, if it's like different files, if you have like 100% scale or like 95-100% scale. Sometimes like the printing process is pretty hard. For myself, I had a really troubled time with the PDF, because when I use these PDF, I use USB like USB thingy. I don't know how to call this in English, but yeah, a USB key.
Yes.
To just like put the files in, and if you put the files in and you put after that on the printer, it doesn't really work. So yeah, it's been like a really like big journey to just being able to print them. So yeah, check your printer, maybe it's the problem.
So I think I'm just going to trim it down to fit for just for today, but for the future I will check my files for sure.
So yeah, the building I have built.
Oh wow, that's cool.
That's a little bit like a try with foam core and everything. I've used, I think, Bard Craft for that, or another guy, I don't know, but yeah, something like that.
Yeah.
Or some ruins like that.
Let's see, the ruins those look great. Like
Bard's,
that looks.
Bard's Craft is my favorite crafting channel, pretty much. I would say. I love his approach.
He's really great.
Because everything that he does is much like it's affordable. It doesn't need to be perfect. He just goes for it, and I love his builds. I really like his. He's also quite.
I love the accent.
Yeah, he's quite a funny guy as well, but his sense of humor is quite dry.
Yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it's really cool.
He's from Finland, right?
I think so. Yeah.
Yeah, Finland.
Yeah, it's a really Finnish humor. I really like the dry humor. You like. He's really funny, but he don't smile a lot. And he don't make like stupid joke. It's just like plain out funny. I just really like that.
Yep. Do you have a close-up of the round one? Carl is asking if you have a close-up of the round one.
The round one. The crafting what? The round one?
Let's see. Which one?
This one?
Is that one? Yeah, I think it's that one he's talking about. Go ahead, put that one close.
Yeah, it's a ruin.
Look at that. That looks great.
In fact, in my campaign, this is gonna be like the construction site, like thingy.
Nice.
Like they are like building a tower, and they have to go shit, and they don't get to shit because they're getting tugged.
The detail on that is amazing. And I'm gonna have to build more encounters revolving around chamber pots and outhouses now. I'm learning as I'm beginning to DM.
Yeah, pooping is a great way to like motivate your players, and it's just plain out funny.
It looks great. Hey, Daniel West, welcome, brother.
Thanks for letting me come back.
Oh yeah, man. Alex, this is a buddy of ours, Danny West. Danny likes to join. He's getting pretty good at these bin build challenges and the crafting sessions. Last week, we tried to craft monsters in an hour, and this guy grabbed some foam XPS and with some sandpaper, he made a bat. Where's that bat? Show everyone that bat.
Got him right here. Actually, he's sitting on my printer.
Look at that thing.
He's got his little fangs now.
Dude,
he's angry.
Looks great. Well, this is pretty exciting build this week. Do you have any questions, Danny, for Alex before we get started here, or do you kind of just want to start diving into it?
So, I mean, I'm excited to jump in. I was looking through the chat, and Carl had suggested a Games Workshop resource from the mid '80s or something. And I did a quick internet deep dive, and I'm not sure the legality of these things that I found, but I found that book that Carl had mentioned, and I may have access to that PDF now.
Oh,
but
okay. That's really illegal. But send me the link.
Yeah. So, so I found that, and I also printed out a few of the ones that you had gotten, and we're gonna try those out, I guess. So
this is great.
You're working on one of those ones, then, yeah?
Yeah, I think I might try one of the ones that Carl had mentioned.
You're gonna
seem a little bit small, but yeah, for sure.
The questionable, potentially litigious terrain build of the week. I'm not sure if we're
so. If you need to edit me out of your live stream before it goes up, so that I don't ruin your channel, I just realized that so that you don't get shut down forever. You may need to edit me out, but I found that resource that Carl had mentioned, and I'm super excited.
At the end of the day, we're actually advertising for them, so they're
Yeah.
I'm helping them.
That's
right.
That's right. Make them make them an XPS bat. We'll send them an XPS bat. We'll send them all our I'll send my monster, and we'll make I have this lovely stone golem that I can send your way as a thank you.
And we all know that Games Workshop is a struggling company that really needs that Daniel West bump, right? They all need that. You need that street cred from a guy like me to really make them some money.
That's right.
Time is not easy for the rich people.
Oh my goodness. Well, this is great. I am in the middle. I'm just finishing up cutting up some more cardboard here. Danny, what are you making there? Show us what you're making. Which one did you select?
So I'm gonna try something out of that book, and it's a farmhouse. It's it looks like it's two buildings that are connected by some sort of little intermediary hallway thing.
Okay.
So I gotta pull up that PDF to get my reference image, but we'll we'll see how we do. We'll see.
Okay.
We'll give it a shot.
We'll give it a shot. So
that old college try.
The old college try. So anything that says score line, I'm just cutting it, right? I'm just scoring. I guess I'm just scoring it. So.
Yep.
All right. Let's
All right. Well, one thing about these buildings is that sometimes the instructions are really like foggy. They are like cut this, but after that they don't like show how to like put them together. So sometimes it's like playing Legos.
Well, that's my whole thing. Is like, what instructions? Like I didn't see them. Were there instructions? If there were, I totally missed them.
There's no like real instructions, so they are like, okay, cut this and cut that, and like which that's gonna work. So yeah, I have faith.
Colin, on that link at the very top of the page, the first PDF is the instructions, and it covers all of them.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Very top of the page.
Building. Oh, you mean the one labeled building instructions?
Yeah.
Dude. I'm glad you guys have read all this. Have you guys read it?
I had a flick through it, but like Alex says, it's not very clear.
All right.
I mean, basically, you got to get your cuts right. There's some folds that you stick glue on. It can't be too hard.
I'm gonna try. I'm gonna do what I do best, which, you know, I don't know if it's apparent, but not read the instructions, because oftentimes I don't know where to locate them. So there we go. That's why builds like this for me are good or not. This is either gonna go really well or terrible. Michael, which one are you building right now?
I've just gone for the first one on the list, which is 2 little cottages.
Oh yeah, I'm building that one too.
Because, I mean, I figure that if I enjoy this and I get a nice result from it, then I might just work my way through the list, you know, when nice. I get a bit in there. Yep. And I also think that, like, they'll make a nice addition just as extra scatter terrain. So
nice. I think that'll be a good. That's kind of what I felt too. I was like, cottages. You can never have enough cottages. So
never.
They also seem like the one that I might actually be able to get done in the period of time.
Yep. While we're chatting away, I agree. That's kind of what I thought too. Alex, which one are you building now, my friend?
I'm building the Arbor Master Tower.
Oh.
So it's like a big ass tower.
Yeah.
Because I want to make my my campaign in a, like I've said, a Warhammer fantasy world, but yep. the city where all is happening, it's really near a river, so there's a lot of river people, seamen, like I don't know how to say it, but yeah, people with ships, so piratey and things. So I think like a dock theme terrain, like
oh nice
neighborhood, great.
That's great. And this like
said,
have you tried this build before, or this is a new one for you?
New one, never done it.
Awesome.
I like having a challenge. The defeat, the challenge.
That's what this is gonna be. It's certainly gonna be for me, especially since I couldn't even find the directions. I didn't even see those directions. Oh man.
For this house, I didn't have any instruction. Like the big house that took me like 2 hours. So yeah. I was just like, okay, this need to be there, and I think this need to be there, and everything.
Oh my goodness, this is you know, I was talking about it earlier in the week with my buddy Chris next door. And I was like, it's kind of deceptively challenged. See, here's first mistake number 1. I've cut one of my Foley flaps because I scored it too close to the line. It's all right, but I think it'll be fun. Like you were describing it the best, I think, Alex, at the top of the stream. You're saying it's like Legos, just just get the pieces together
with no
start
instruction.
Building. Yeah, and build it. Yeah, dude, this one is already falling apart.
So how are you going about trying to make those scores?
I mean, I've got the alpha. I just cut it too. I cut too close to the edge with the alpha knife is what I did.
Gotcha.
Yeah. What did you do?
So when I teach students how to score, so like normally in my scene design classes, we're using just like the standard pen like style X-Acto.
Yeah.
And instead of cutting with the blade to make a score, we'll flip the knife over and just use the back edge of the knife, so you get that point, sort of dimple it, but you're not putting like the razor sharp thing down, so you have a little bit more wiggle room to just sort of dimple it on the score.
Yep.
And that seems to help some of my students when they're doing paper stuff for the first time.
There it goes. That's what I'm gonna have to do. I'm gonna flip my knife and see what I can do.
Daniel, the after Oracle.
Yeah, it's good. This is good. Like
it's bizarre how much of my like normal job just seems to keep like aligning itself with tabletop crafting. So it's just
good thing to have, man.
That's a good alignment. That's a great alignment.
It's chaotic neutral alignment. It's a very
Oh my goodness. Anyone else out there? So who else out there in the chat? Is anyone else building it? That's right. Carl said tape. Hold on. Where is it, Carl? It is. Look at this, my friend. Because I knew I would do something crazy. Boom. I've got the tape on standby. I'm gonna have to tape it, maybe.
I should have planned for tape. I didn't think about tape. I've got like every adhesive in my house on standby. I didn't think about tape.
Yep.
Yeah, this one's very I'm excited. It's very it reminds me of like almost like one of my son's assignments in class.
Sure.
Like, cut it out.
Stay along the lines.
Stay on the lines. Cut. Score on the lines. It said score, not obliterate, Colin. But that's okay. I'm learning. Yeah. Okay.
Oh, hey! Happy belated.
Oh,
today was the birthday, right?
Yesterday was the birthday. That is right. Halloween baby explains a lot, huh? Explains a lot.
So I'm wondering if I'm backing myself into a corner right now. If I'm doing the right thing, I'm going about just sort of cutting out every single piece.
That's what I'm doing.
And now
too.
I'm realizing I'm about to end up with just a pile of pieces. And I don't know if
I feel like that's the route I'm taking. Are we on the right track here? What do you think, Alex? Or is this the way?
My technique is to normally cut every piece and put them together after, because when I like cut one piece and assemble them and like just doing one piece at a time, I sometimes like forget that I have some step that I've like jumped around. So I'm just like, oh crap, I had to do that before that and after that, because there are no instruction, so I don't know. I prefer to like just cut everything, and after that I'm ready to go and to assemble everything.
Nice.
It's clear, because my English is really rusty, excuse me.
Again, your English is great, my friend. You sound
work for me, man.
Right.
French is more my kind of thing.
Well, you can bust out the French on us too. I won't know when it's you you could insult away, and I'd be like, cool. I wouldn't have a single clue.
It's funny because the people in France don't really understand us.
Oh, really? Is it a dialect thing? Why is that? Is it?
Yeah, it's kind of a dialect thing because in Quebec we have this way of speaking French, and people in France say we speak like savages or something like that. And I'm just like, well, that's not totally true. It's not totally false either. But yeah, I really like the way we talk. It's like you, I think, with I don't think the Irish or something like that, or the Scottish people, that they are like, okay, they speak the same language, but I don't understand shit of what they're saying.
Yeah. I mean, when I moved to London, no one could understand me. And then, so my accent over the course of a long period of time has become a lot softer because I'm constantly making myself understood, if you know what I mean, by enunciating.
Yep.
Well, and whenever my wife and I love to watch anything like made by the BBC, we're all about like BBC stuff, but regularly we're putting on the subtitles because we're like, I know they're speaking my language. I know they are, but they got an accent and they're going so fast. I just need a little bit of support.
Yeah, I think you win, Michael, for the most articulate Irishman I know. So, bravo.
I have been in England for 20 years now. So
okay, so it's been a minute.
I moved here whenever I was 18.
18.
Yeah.
And what inspired that move?
A long time.
I was in a band, and we came to London to do rock and roll.
That'll do it.
That will do it. Man, had you been to London before before the move or no?
Yeah, my brother was at university here in London.
Okay.
Studying physics at Imperial.
Physics.
So that's a diverging family. You got one rock and roll musician and one physicist.
Love it.
Yep.
It has London's amazing, but it has by far one of my favorite museums I've ever been to, the Natural History Museum in London. I'm a huge dinosaur nut, so when I went into the Hall of Dinosaurs, I was like floored. I was like 6 years old again, losing my mind.
But also, there's the Wallace collection that we mentioned before.
Yes. That's my favorite museum I've ever been to. Like that museum. So are you the Wallace collection? Great. My fan is blowing away all of my cottage pieces. The Wallace collection, Daniel, has I want to say one of the larger exhibits and as far as variety goes of armaments that I've seen. For certainly, there's the tower in London, and they'd newly renovated the Hall of Kings right before my wife and I went out there. It's been about 6 years now, and the Hall of Kings is amazing, but the Wallace collection smokes anything that's the one that stands out because they had the most out of any collection, like medieval weapons. It was just a tour through the ages of all the different weapons. And
no, mostly keeping it to the island, or were they going all across Europe? Or
they went across. They go across Europe. There's everything from Eastern. They had a large Middle Eastern collection of martial arts as well, and the weaponry from that. So I thought that was pretty fantastic too. Now part of it was closed when I was there, so I may be missing stuff. You're not far. You said you're close to the Wallace, aren't you?
Oh yeah, it's not. I mean, maybe half an hour, 40 minutes for me. A little bit of travel. I mean, everywhere in London is about half an hour, 45 minutes public transport.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite things about London too. Well, pretty much anywhere in Europe.
Bucket list gets bigger and bigger.
Dude, that is a must, Danny.
Yeah.
That is a must. The Wallace collection is a must. Then you go to the Borough Market afterwards.
Yeah, that's great.
Yeah, the Borough Market. It's like an open air farmers market, basically. Yeah. Has that been closed, Michael?
We are going into a month-long lockdown from Thursday.
I saw that.
So everything's going to go down again. All the pubs will be shutting. Everything will be closing down again.
Yeah.
Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, it's rough. It's rough.
To be honest, like for me, it's going to affect a lot more people than it affects me. I mean, for me, my preference is to stay at home and make stuff. So, you know.
Right.
So it's going to suck for a lot of people.
Yep.
Yep.
That's just it. I think we hit all new highs this week for most stuff. So all the stuff you don't want to have happen, that's where we are. All right, I have a question here, Alex, or this is really for everyone.
Yep.
Right here is the chimney. So these triangles right here, do I cut these out?
Okay, I have to show you. The chimneys are really tricky. The first time I did the chimney, it was really a shitty time for real. So yeah, it's a little bit hard to see, but yeah, you have like I've cut it like that, but you have to cut this part too. I didn't cut them, but yeah.
Okay, so cut those.
Because the chimney is gonna go on the roof, so you have to put a triangle angle for them to stick in.
Copy. I see. How's it going with your guys' builds there? Where are you at, Michael?
I'm just cutting.
That's where I'm at too. Is that what you're doing too, Danny?
Yeah, so I'm sort of like one step at a time, right? So I have all my individual pieces, and now I'm sort of going through and I'm scoring every score while I see them. And then I'll get everything sort of pre-folded, and then hopefully we just get to a point where let's assemble some stuff. But there is something very like Zen, right? About I got my thing, I just see it, and I think one of the nice things about this paper terrain is that if you're looking for the result, right? You want a cottage on your table. This is very efficient, both like as far as like time and as far as like brain, right? Like, because I'm following the steps. I'm just it has the thing in front of me, and I'm gonna do the thing, as opposed to artistically, what does this need, or what is it like? An artist, a very talented artist, has already sort of figured out the specific details that need to be present to make this thing feel like the way that I want it, and I know where it's going to end up before I even start. Like that's great.
Yeah. Then there's the other part of me that I know I'm going to get to here when I go to start assembling, where I'm going to be like, wait, what am I doing? Because I'm going to have to use a little bit of that that brain power to figure out and assemble it. But that's the fun part of it too, is just, that's the other reason why I like it. It's something new that I hadn't done before that got me really excited about the hobby, to try something new.
Yep.
And it's okay if it fails, because it's not like, printing it out and cutting a single page or piece isn't the end of the world either.
No, I think I think yeah. This is gonna make it into my normal life. I think.
I think so too. I think this is gonna be a big part of my terrain crafting from here on out. This is a good share and a good find.
Yeah, especially if I'm gonna have to devote some time to curating a collection, right, of some of these files. Yeah. Because I think I've expressed before, sometimes I'm hesitant to even start a craft because like I want a thing, but like it's gonna show up once.
Yeah.
And how much of my time can I realistically put into that one-off thing? If it's half an hour while I'm watching a show, folding up some sweet paper, that's
that's doable.
That's very doable.
Yeah. Yeah, for sure.
Well, I've done that. I've started this craft because I needed to do something like that's not that much of a time-consuming thing, and like just relaxing, watching a show, and doing a thing. But sometimes you have like to think of all the steps, like the painting, the dry brushing, the every step, and you're like, oh god, I don't want to do that just for like making an entire village. It's so time-consuming, but here I've started to fold my tower, and it's just like,
look at that, look at him.
Yeah,
he's
cool, man.
He's on it. So if you adhered, it's already on cardboard. Look at that.
Yeah, well, me for myself, I use what is called it's like cardstock premium paper that go in the printer. So I just print that on a thick like cardboard thingy. So I just have to fold them after that because I'm lazy and I don't want to like put that on cardboard and everything.
I see. Carl is saying Carl is saying just wait till the bug kicks in and you start designing your own. It's a bit more efficient for modern / sci-fi terrain as they're more reusable though. Yeah, that's like I know I've seen a couple of those videos, Carl, where you were designing them on your channel, and I remember thinking, oh man, that is like to the ability to where I can like create them in an STL format and be able to print them via my 3D resin printer. That might be something that I get into when I have even more copious amounts of free time. But I love the idea of being able to sculpt stuff. That would be really cool. Yeah, the cardstock is huge. That's I'm trying to think. So when you what does it say? Cut slots for placement of bay window tabs. Dude.
Bay window tabs. Yours is way more complicated than mine.
I've got bay window tabs, bro.
All right.
So this is going to stick.
Right.
It's going to stick out. That's where it's going to do. It's going to stick out. Yeah.
This is really, this is not easy for real. This was the part I had the most trouble. Like assemble this little thing right there, like the thing that like pops out of the building. Like it's not easy. This is why I use like hot glue, because if you use like wet glue, it take like 1 hour to dry, and you have better thing to do to just like put a window on a thingy and wait for it to glue or to stick.
Are you gonna hot glue it?
Yeah. For me, yeah.
Are you
guys? Glue is a pretty good solution.
Yeah, I think you're right. Well, because I asked earlier before the stream, I was like, are we using? I was like, is this PVA? And then you were like, no, hot glue is what I'd recommend. And I was like, why? And then I was like, oh, the PVA could warp the cardboard, just like you. And then that's exactly one of the things that you pointed out as a caution.
On the tabletop crafter guild post, they recommend to me like Gorilla Glue or like some form of like adhesive, but the hot glue is the cheapest, I think, way to just do that and have
it.
kind of the same result.
Yeah, I think so. Hot glue's my go-to for sure.
I use it for pretty much everything.
Yeah.
Really.
Yep. It's quick. I am always turned on by how quick it can be. Or how quick it just it saves me time, I feel.
Yep.
Carl, are you building anything right now, or are you just enjoying the stream? And if you're not building the printable tablets, printable terrain, what else are you working on? What are you building? What are you building?
He also, Carl also mentioned in the chat that he just instead of doing the 3D models, he just makes paper templates as well. And I'm curious what his workflow for that would be.
That one I think for those paper templates, I wonder if he is that what the videos were, Carl? Are they paper templates that you created with those videos on your channel? Or was it something else? I can't remember now. That's not coming to mind. But yeah, and he says he's just vegging out after work. Awesome! I'm glad you could veg with us. It's nice to veg with fellow crafters and chill and hang out. Okay.
It's funny because in Quebec...
Go ahead, brother.
In Quebec, we have this thing that we used to say veg, and I always think that was like an expression from Quebec. Like veggie is like meaning like relaxing after work or something like that. I didn't know that was actually an English word.
Oh yeah, it's I think it's everywhere. I think it's everywhere. Veg out. Such a great term. What were you saying, Danny?
I have no idea. I have zero idea. I don't know. I'm really enjoying this crafting session. I really like and early on in the stream we were talking about sort of like entry points for people to get into crafting, and like I just can't think of a better entry point. Like, we're talking about like what can you do with a single piece of foam core? What can you do? Like, what are the simplest things that you can do to start knocking it out? And it's like, I just can't think of, like, because I work with high school kids all the time, right? And I know they don't have money, but man, I'm sure they're going to be sneaking into my office, and as soon as we go back to a hybrid model, they'll be sneaking in my office and stealing my card stock and printing things out, right?
It's
like,
what's really fun about go for it.
No, I was gonna say that's the worst things for them to be doing. Like getting into crafting and diving in. I think it's a great thing too. Can utilize it as a set designer as well. Yeah, some cool printable stuff that if you don't have time to necessarily paint, I know it's pretty simple. It's usually just the outline, but like you could find some pretty cool stuff. Even they have wood slots. Like there's also just like wooden boards you could print out and like cut out and paste easily for some quick texture on a set. That it's
I'd have to see what's going on. Like this is pretty good. I mean, scale is always super important, right? Heck yes, Carl, I want links.
Yeah, there you go. Hooking it up. He's hooking it up. He's hooking it up for you. Okay, so I'm about to just try gluing this on here and then folding it after the fact, I guess. Yeah, let's try that.
Good luck.
Is that not what I'm supposed to do?
No. I'm pretty sure that's what you have to do.
All right.
Don't listen to me. I'm a big troll.
All right, you big troll. Go easy on me. I'm definitely trying. Let's see how much. You don't want to use a ton of hot glue. but I'm gonna use enough to adhere.
I'm trying to put on stairs right now, and stairs are a little bit tricky.
Stairs. Oh my gosh. Yeah, you went.
Yeah.
He went big. He went big with this one. He was like not messing around.
Well, it's because in the in the image of the build, the Airborne Master Tower, there's no stairs, so it's really a bad example of like, in fact, a good example of bad instructions, because you have a tower, you don't have stairs, and on your like sheet you have stairs, and you're like, what the fuck? Where did I put them? Where do I put them? And I just don't know. But right now they're coming good.
Nice.
I think, or not. Maybe I'm like just really bad at this.
No, it's looking pretty. It was looking good earlier when you showed us. So I'm excited to see where it goes out. Oh my goodness, I'm gonna have to put more glue on this thing.
This is a thing I say a lot. Like I need more glue.
Yeah, first one. I'm learning put more hot glue, not less. How's it going over there with you, Michael?
But I am starting to piece it together.
Oh, nice. Excellent.
I've got a few more cuts to do, and then I think I will literally be in full assembly.
Yeah, I am not near full assembly. This is my first one, kind of testing this out. Needs more glue. Let's put more glue. Ooh, warm under the paper. Yes.
Not nearly as insulative as the foam normally is.
Negative. Okay. I think I got a little bit more glue in there now. Okay. Nice.
Okay, I'm ready.
Oh man.
Yeah, it's almost shocking in how fast the hot glue hits on the paper.
Yeah.
I might have to go up to high temp just to. I normally work at low temp just so I can move fast, but I feel like I might have to go up to high temp just to give myself a little bit of wiggle room.
Yeah. Yep. You guys have awesome glue. I need to get a glue gun that's like.
Mine is terrible.
Has adjustable temperatures.
I'm 1/10 glue gun. It just gets so hot.
Oh, look at that. That worked. All right. Yeah. All right. It's starting to fold. It's at least that fold looks good on that crease. Use that back end of the if it were it would be the spine of the blade, right? Instead of the sharp side in the belly, the spine of the blade to score it. That worked out. That was a good tip there, buddy. That works great.
So, if in your countries, do you have like, can you go like outside or anything like that? Do you have like laws for COVID and things like that?
It It varies from state to state in the U.S. Yeah, and even then, some counties some have restrictions or thicker or more restrictions than others. So again, like we're for the most part where Danny and I are, it's if you're out in public, masks are mandated in public spaces, grocery stores, stuff like that. Yep.
Okay. Time.
I think maybe I'm just gonna glue it.
Okay, stairs are really tricky.
Have you? So you
I don't like stairs.
Is it? Is this your first time doing the stairs?
Yeah, I didn't like do stairs before that, and they are not my favorite part.
I've just.
Oh.
Yeah, somebody who's made paper stairs before. I got to say that is actually one place where XPS really blows the paper out of the water.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
XPS is great stuff for that.
It is. I just love
just
how
come
it
with
takes.
a nice long straight blade. Just take out the stairs. Just
Someone posted too in the guild the other, or maybe been yesterday too. Working with XPS, how they texture it for wood, and they had like an old hairbrush that they did like a once over for thicker grain, and then they went back with a fork, an old fork that they had, and they just went back over the same amount of texturing. So it's pretty cool. I thought that was kind of another neat way to texture something, or large quantity of foam in a short period of time. I thought that was pretty
just sort of like a normal table fork, like salad fork sort of.
Yep. That's the one.
That's a really nice group.
Right? I find it extremely useful. There's, I see, I certainly have posted in there for, I find myself scrolling it more than posting in it for stuff. I've definitely reached out for advice on stuff, but it's so lovely to just go to the search and type in what you're looking for, and it's really easy to find all those resources on there very quickly. So, but it's a good.
I
group.
finished the stairs.
Let's see. Bring them close.
Wow.
Oh yeah. Look at those. Those look great. Those stairs.
Yeah.
Great.
Yeah.
I love that. I don't think minis can be on that, but the look is itself, it's cool.
Well, and see, that's what's cool, what we were talking about earlier. If you found a part where you're like, wow, well, making a set of stairs isn't as, time consuming out of XPS or foam core or even cardboard, right? You could easily add in that another element and that detail to it later. But those stairs came out great, brother. They look good.
Thank you. Or like we say in Quebec, merci.
Oh man, getting that one to fold where I want it to. There it is.
And some people use Sharpies to, like, when you're folding, sometimes there's like a white line on the fold. So people use Sharpies to just like color it so it doesn't like look folded.
Oh, nice. Yep. I like that idea. That's a good idea. This is coming together now to do more stuff. Oh man, here's the one where I really fold and glue this tab. Bollocks. Here's my first tape. Here's my first piece of tape job.
Believe in you, Colin.
Huh?
I believe in you.
Yeah. Thanks for believing. I need all the belief. I'm gonna have to patch this piece up.
Yeah.
Believe that you can achieve it. Need to get like a giant like cat hanging on a branch. Hanging there poster.
That's what I need instead of my Angelo print behind me for small sword. That's what I need to have on there.
Just need to hang in there, buddy.
Yeah, hang in there, buddy. You can do it. Okay. Let's see how this one goes now. To print it on this. Now, do you fold the tab? The tabs, do you add that on the cardboard too, Alex? So when it says fold on the tab, put it on the cardboard or overhang it so that tab is off. I would say reinforce it on the cardboard, right?
Well, it depends if you are like really like good for folding with cardboard on it. If you can like fold, it's okay, but I would recommend to stick out the little part that you need to fold out of it, because it's gonna be like a lot more easy to connect the pieces.
Solid. That's what I will do then.
I think I've never done it, so I cannot say, but
all right. Going bold. Gonna be bold. My name is Bold. I do what I want. Well, if you guys end up building any of your own printable terrain, I'd love to see it and throw it up on the stream. You can do that by messaging me your builds. You can send me pictures at crazycrafterchannel1983 @gmail.com. That is where I will be able to track down and bring your work to the stream. In addition to that, if you ever want to join the stream, you can email me at that same address, and we'd love to have you on here. And just a friendly reminder, if you like this stream and you want to stay up to date on all stream activities, which happen every Sunday, but there'll be some additional build videos that come along too. Don't forget to subscribe and hit that, turn on that bell notification too. Helps me grow, helps us continue crafting and making this community just a little bit bigger and a little bit more accessible to everyone. Because I wouldn't have known where to start necessarily with this had I not had Alex on here. So thank you again, Alex, for joining us this week. This has been
it's a pleasure. It's a pleasure. I love meeting people in this community, and I'm the only one in my community, I think. Well, I know it's not true. I have a couple of friends that do crafting in Quebec, but nice. They are like not that much, I think. But the one that I have are really kick-ass. Like they seriously kick-ass.
Nice.
I'm just like, oh yeah, there's them and there's me. Yeah.
That's how I feel in my community. Like I would not consider myself the greatest crafter, but that's also not the point of the hobby either. Like the point of the hobby, I've always told everyone, is it's an act of selflessness, because you're creating something and you're building something for other people to enhance their experience with the game. So it's pretty remarkable and pretty cool that way. I think that's a great part of the game. Oop. Here I need to cut off a little bit more of the cardboard because I didn't overhang it enough. Is that enough? Oh yeah. This needs more. Man, just when you think you have all the glue, that you're like, oh, I'm good on that glue, then you're like, actually, nope. Ow. Ooh, hot. Hot, 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 hot.
You put the roof in the wrong way.
Who, me? Or you did?
No, me. It's because if you look, like, I've started to build, like, the tower, right?
Yeah.
And it's pretty good. So here's the door, right?
Uh-huh.
And here's the roof, but the roof don't go like that. They go like that. So you have a tower with the roof, like, I don't know how to explain it, but like. It's like, this is not my fault. This is the PDF fault.
Blame the PDF.
Blame the PDF.
Okay. It's this little chimney. I'm still confused on the chimney part, but that's okay.
You have to fold a lot of things in the chimney.
Yeah. All right, so, Michael, what did you do here? Did you cut out in between? So, sees where it says tab, right?
Yeah.
So, the tab part, in between, like this little area here, the in between, did you cut those out or no?
Yep.
You did? All right. I think I'm gonna.
The other thing that is white or dead space, I just cut away.
Cut away, yeah.
But I haven't assembled mine yet, so I'm not necessarily a good source of. Mine might be terrible. We have yet to discover if it's going to go together.
That's true. I just need to follow my gut. My gut says cut the dead space out, so that's what I should have done too. Trust myself, and like you said, if we. It may work. It may not. This is new territory. So.
Ah, crap.
That's the sound we like to hear.
That sounds like learning.
I whenever I was looking at the screen to talk to you, I didn't look at my piece and my hot glue dried before I stuck the piece.
Oh, yeah.
Oh no.
Look what you did, Colin. Look what you did.
It's alright.
So now I'm off hot glue.
It's alright. Well, we're doing good. We got about 28 minutes left. So we're
crushing it.
We're crushing it. I need to find.
I'm almost done.
Here, yeah. The Alex is like, this is cool. I'm gonna build another tower while I wait for you guys.
Gonna build another outhouse.
Yeah. Can never have too many outhouses. One can never have too many. What is it? There's I was gonna say something about the builds and the time left. I can't remember what it was. That's okay.
Okay.
I got distracted by outhouses. Oh, come on, man. Where's my paper? The hardest paper to cut. Get out of there. Get out of there. Yeah. Ooh. So, Alex, when are you starting your new campaign?
When it's gonna be legal for me and my friends to see each other.
Yep.
Because I don't know for you, but in Quebec we have like this thing called, we are in a red state with COVID. So that means that we cannot like go see other people or like well, when you're like out of your house, it must be for things that are important, like going to the store or something like that.
Yep.
But we cannot like meet anymore in boutiques and gaming store or anything like that. So and you have a pretty big ass fine if you do that. So people are like, I'm gonna be at my home.
Yep. Yeah, that's where we are too, man. The game, we had our local gaming store, one here in, it's close by, and they have outdoor area. They have an outdoor parking lot, and when they first opened up, they kind of shut down, and they had a re-grand opening over the summer, and remodeled everything, but they were playing outside and hosting games and having people socially distance at gaming tables that they custom built. But even then, that's shut down. That's shut down since things have not gotten better. So
and in Quebec we
safe.
are like, we are deep in it. We have a lot of case and you know the deal.
Yeah, I do. Yes, I do.
Well, I've got COVID, so yeah, I had COVID, so yeah, it's not a good thing to have.
Yeah, that's what I've had a couple of colleagues that contracted it early on too, kind of back in that same area that you were talking about in March, and one of my buddies is still dealing with like the symptoms and recovering from it. He still gets really bad headaches all the time, is what he says. So
yeah, it's not a funny thingy to have for real.
No, not at all. But again, really glad that you were able to channel that time when you were at home recovering into a new hobby and a new passion. That is a good thing.
My gluing is not coming together.
It's not coming. What part? Like, is it? Are you talking about adhering it to the cardboard, or piecing it all together, mate?
I think I glued my printed sheets to cardboard better because I just use spray mount. But spray mount would be okay, but it's now kind of not
coming
structured.
Off. Let's see yours there. Let's see it. Look at you, you fancy guy. That's coming along.
That's kick-ass.
Kick-ass. It is pretty cool. I think I'll be honest with you, like for the amount of time that it takes to put this together, I think I would be considering adorning it, like using it basically as a template to stick together, and then stick things to. Like I would be putting on shingles, I would be putting on some things, but it makes it a easy and quick template.
Yeah. So is this?
Very happy to meet you. You're pretty funny guys, and I kinda this is a good crafting session. I'm not good with compliment on English because I've learned my English with Netflix, so I swear a lot, and that's pretty much that.
Well, that's kind of the whole point, man. Like the whole channel was born out of here we are in the midst of a crazy pandemic that's isolated us all for a period of time, and it's nice just to sit down and hang out with folks that enjoy the craft. That's something that I used to do quite a bit with my players that I played with in my campaign. And I'm very fortunate. I've got a buddy next door, literally a next door neighbor that we've quarantined and done the same, taken all the same precautions, so we can craft outside and we can hang out and still craft whenever we do both have free time. But even then, like I like crafting with other folks. I think it's always better to have hang out with friends, and I think. Oftentimes, if I am by myself, it's popping on a movie or popping on a podcast and listening. And there's something that's nice about that too. But man, I am a total extrovert, and the thing that I miss I miss people, man. I miss hanging out with people, and this is a great way to do it. So I think you're awesome, Alex. It's so wonderful because you just. It's a total shot in the dark when you come on this stream, because it's me reaching out to you going, hey man, this is a cool thing. Want to come talk about it on my live stream? But I think it's, that's, for me, that's one of the great things about what the channel does, which is give other folks a chance to connect with each other and also share their insights and inspiration. You should check out last week if you haven't, Alex. We had Carl on from Carl Makes Stuff. He's in the chat here. He's been chatting us up. His channel is amazing, and he's got a wealth of resources on there. You should definitely check his channel out. But in the live stream with us, he shared with us a wash technique with ink and PVA that we'd never seen before. I'd never heard of, and it's this layered wash effect that is very simple, and it's ink and the PVA that's done over, and it works great. I need to figure out. That's the ink. I have the ink. I'm gonna use just my wash. I have a black wash. I'm gonna try it on something that I make this week. I'm just gonna do like a test run. Maybe I make like a little. Ruin something or other. Maybe I try to replicate kind of that stone circular setup that he'd made. But I'm gonna try that out, and I think for me that's one of the things that I'm enjoying most about the channel is meeting other folks, learning their techniques, and sharing that with everyone else. So I'm hoping this will continue to grow. and other folks will get excited about it because it's fun. It's fun to come on here and shoot the ish.
It will, man. It is.
Yeah, Carl says try it on the scrap piece first. I will try it on the big build. Ah! No, I don't know. I'll try it on the scrap piece first, Carl. Okay, I am at a stand. Look, what did you do here, Michael? Did you just score the edges and fold it here for this giant piece?
I know I cut everything out before I scored it. That's 4 individual.
That's 4 pieces. Yeah.
It's 4 pieces?
Did we lose Alex?
Oh, no.
It should come out looking like this.
I see. So I got to cut him out. We did lose Alex. Where did he go?
No, hopefully he pops back into the Zoom.
Back. Come back, brother.
Back
I see. There he is.
There he is. Fantastic.
All right, so it didn't say to cut that out, though. See, I need instructions. This is like...
I was gone.
We missed you.
Yeah, we were like, where'd he go? We complimented...
my internet is really shitty. I'm living in the countryside.
I bet you that's pretty, though.
No internet connection.
I'm gluing the chimney.
Right.
The chimney is glued. Oh yeah, the tower is looking pretty great.
I made a schoolboy error.
Uh-oh, what happened?
What'd you do?
I glued this together before I stuck my dormer in.
Oh, yes, you're going to be hard to push on that back. Yeah.
I'm going to have to figure out a way to get the glue in there. It's apart. Learning curve.
That's right. Oh, man. Well, you guys are getting along. How close are you there, Daniel?
I got this.
What?
Jeez, Stop it.
Damn!
So,
I'm pretty convinced that underneath the table, Daniel has another pair of arms.
no, I a small crew of work people under here, and I just keep feeding them food, throwing things up there.
Daniel's little helpers. I mean,
yeah, his children are under there. He's making his children do it. I know he is.
Man, I wish my kids were this good at folding paper. I'd put them to work.
Oh, man.
Get stuff done, kids.
Yeah, it's like, this is Daniel on a weekly basis. This is like, you give him a piece of cardboard, he puts his hands down here, like this. A ukulele.
You just like made me realize that I need to get another camera to prove that I'm not just cheating. So that I'm like
one that's just streaming from underneath the table to prove that you don't have you're not employing other hands. No.
Or that I'm not just like doing the cooking show thing where like I had this prepped all along and you see me like hold up paper for like 3 seconds and then I come down and like through the magic of television, this one's already finished.
That's true. It is. You are joining the stream later.
Right. Man, I just sowed the seeds of doubt in everybody's mind.
No, you didn't. Oh my goodness. Well, now I didn't.
That craft stream would be great if that cheater Danny wasn't on there all the time. That horrible cheater Danny.
Oh my goodness. Well, that I screwed the pooch on. Gotta cut
Story of my life.
I think every crafter feels that way at some point. Like, well, screwed that one up.
My buildings are like my love life.
That could be
made of cardboard. What?
Made of cardboard. I was like, you could go different routes with that, though, Alex. You could go different.
Dangerous
routes.
joke.
Dangerous jokes. Dangerous joke. Oh man. Okay. I got that, dude. You got Michael, you had a really good opportunity when I was just like, are these like the same piece? And you've been like, yeah, bro, you're great. Just glue that one solid piece together. Go ahead and glue it. I would have been like, oh, cool. And then I'd have done it, gotten to the end, and it would have looked like a Salvador Dali cottage. And then I'd have been like,
can you imagine what that house looks like?
Yeah, I would have, then I'd have been like, I see what you did there. I see what you did there. Could just get me to do it the wrong way. Oh my goodness. Too much fun. All right, what are we doing here? 47. So probably about, what is that? A little under 10, like 8 minutes, 7 or 8 minutes. 7 or 8 minutes away. I'm definitely not going to finish. Surprise.
I have finished.
Oh, let's see.
Well, I have finished. I have just one piece that I don't know what she does, in fact, so I'm going to try to figure it out what she do. Because, instructions are really great. So I don't know what that do. I think this is a piece of the stairs, I think. Maybe. Yeah, but I don't think that. Oh, well.
Dude. Oh, my gosh. Too much fun. Yeah, more hot glue. That's the way. More hot glue.
More duct tape. Crap.
So shingles, Michael. What else are you gonna put on it?
Well, I mean, you could use cards or foam board. You could just cut the beams. You know what I mean? Anyway, there's a beam. You could just glue on a bit of that and make it more 3D looking. You know what I mean?
Yep.
Do that. I might just leave it as it is, though.
Yeah, it's a pretty. It looks great. Standstill by itself. What about how many buildings is that, Danny? Is that one building? It looks like you have a medieval strip mall that you assembled.
Yeah, so it's four little mini buildings that all sort of tack together to become this one structure. And then what did the thing say it was called? So then I came back in and I found a seamless grass texture and just printed that on another piece of cardstock and mounted that to some chipboard to make a base for it real quick. But what do they call this thing?
It looked like a farm.
Pilfered.
Yeah, probably.
They call it pilfered.
Yeah, they call it their farmhouse. So, yeah, it's great.
Yeah, it looks really cool. That's a good one. That's a good one.
Let's give all of Daniel's little helpers a round of applause.
Good job, guys.
Good job, guys. You've earned your pistachio shells today. Your scraps will be bountiful.
So yeah, it's pretty much done.
Let's see it, brother. Let's see it.
I'm gonna put the camera in the other way. Can I do that? Oh yeah, blue. I say blue. So yeah.
Boom. Dude.
That is neat, man.
That looks really cool. What a cool build.
And you have the little. So it really look like a good thing with all my other place.
Yeah, and that's just it. When you start adding all those together, you get quite a build or quite a collection.
Yeah.
It looks great.
So I think I want to find. I love that Tudor style house. I love all the little embellishments and all of the little diagonal boards and cross pieces and stuff.
Yep.
And I've talked about slowly amassing stuff for a Frostgrave table, and I can definitely see like flocking the roofs to make them all like snow covered, or like making hot glue icicles to dangle off of your edge as you go across, like all those little roof peaks. Like those are cool. Those are super cool.
Carl says neat work. He likes it. He likes it.
I'm putting a little bit of a scenery thing.
Building a scenario for us.
So yeah, I have this.
Oh yeah!
Look at that. Super cool.
And you have the outhouse.
There it is. The murder shed.
The murder shed. Is the murder shed. It is if you're
so this
playing
could be like a part of
Alex's game.
Hunter.
It's definitely the murder shed in his world. Got to be careful of that murder shed.
I don't know if you have like a name, like a name for like a crap. I don't know how to express this, but if you have like a slang name for like an outhouse, because in Quebec we have one, but it's in French, so
English we call it the shitter.
The shitter. So yeah, it's gonna be the shitter quest.
What's the French name?
In French we say because.
Because?
Yes, it's mean like a shit play, a crap place, no? My cell phone is gonna die, I think. I don't want it, but I think this is gonna do it.
Is that air? Is it nearing the end? Well,
crap.
It's okay. If you want to sign off now, you can, Alex. I don't want you to like die midstream, but then also there's something to be said about dying midstream. That's also right. That's okay. He went.
I feel like there's another outhouse joke there. There's another outhouse joke there.
Did you caught that, huh? You caught that
one,
huh? That's the way to go out, man. He went out crafting on the stream.
Yeah.
He went out crafting. He built like an entire city encounter for like Alex hit the home run today, guys. Like he had it all set up and ready to go.
Yeah, what a great resource he brought to the table.
Yeah, really, really cool.
This one's super useful at like all levels. Like already in. Hey, look at that! You got that dormer on there.
Look at that. So am I about to be, dude? We know what it looks like. This is unacceptable. I am the only one that's not gonna finish again. Yes, that's gonna be the case. Let me see that thing. Let me see. Oh, that looks so good. That looks so good.
Definitely, like I am definitely gonna bust out a whole bunch of these for a game.
They're great.
Yeah.
They're great.
Like, I mean, it's not going to stop me making my own terrain and my own buildings, but I think for fleshing out a game and making it bigger and having more places for your minis to hide behind and all sorts of stuff, rather than just having 1 or 2 or 3 buildings in your street, you can have like as many as you like.
Right.
Yeah.
Now, did you do? Is it both sides or just once? Oh, I see what it is. It's, I think, yes.
Which part do you want to look at?
The other side, the one that juts out. Yeah, right there. Oh yeah. So did you put the chimney on there? Where did the chimney go?
Ah, shit! I haven't done the chimney.
God, I haven't done the chimney. He's coming back. Come on back, Alex. Whenever you get a chance, we still have time. We haven't wrapped up, so come on back. Michael's got to finish a chimney. I've got to finish a build. It's not gonna happen right now, but I'm
I
gonna
believe
try.
in you.
You're believing in me? It's not gonna it's not. I have so much more stuff to do. I'm like so not close, but
Colin, I am a faith machine, and I am set to Colin right now.
Are you
I am
set
just
to
turning out
Colin?
faith
All right.
Colin right now.
All right, I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try. I'm gonna try.
I'm back.
Yay! He made it back.
I really like the fact that you say he went out crafting like it was my last words.
That's right.
My cell phone's gonna die. Famous last word.
What a way to go. Now what did I do with my
I just
scissors?
lived crafting.
Gosh. That was so funny. Oh, there it is. Boom. Okay, we have a little bit up there. And I will got it.
I'm really cool. The tower is really great for real.
Oh, it looks great, brother. Your tower came together. It looks fantastic. Fantastic.
I think it's a cardboard terrain are a really cool thing for like beginners because you have a real sense of like accomplishing something. Like you really like cannot fail this. Like if you're just like cutting things and gluing things, it's really good for like having some success before going to something more complicated.
Right.
And it does nothing. Because my first project was with XPS foam, and it was a little bit tricky because I didn't like touch that before in my life. So yeah.
Well, oh no. There's another. That's before I used Daniel's patented scoring technique. Uh-oh. We'll see how that goes. Oh no.
We're learning today.
Oh yeah, we are. Well, I got pretty close to assembling all my pieces. If I make it, what if I make it? Let me see here. This thing, press down. I should have reinforced that, but that's okay. Boom. Look at all these crazy tabs that...
Yeah, I think the things that you guys knocked out are significantly more complicated than the one I did, and those dormers and stuff, they're tricky.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. That's gotta be it. It's not just that you're a superior crafter or anything like that.
That is not a thing, even remotely.
It's not that he has his army of gremlins under the table at all.
Right. It's division of labor. And Michael, I've been watching those builds every week, man. I don't think there's anything to be said about a superior crafter. Your builds are rocking, man.
Yeah.
So
I'll cheers to that. I'll cheers to that.
Times.
Again, for how long have you been crafting now, Michael?
Well, it's a bit of a cheat to say that I've been doing it for about 6 months or so because I've been making various things my whole life. You know what I mean? So it's specifically for games and stuff for about 6 months.
Right.
I mean, I've done artistic things most of my life, so it's you're just applying the techniques that you knew already. With big breaks here and there. I think I've now. It's weird because I'd be a guy who jumps around hobbies, if you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
Sure.
And with this one, I've landed on something that like, wow, I'm really, really into this. Like, and because you get the satisfaction of seeing something that you build at the end. As soon as that satisfaction is gone, you have to do it again. It's a little bit like a drug. Do you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. You kind of like, I need to get into another project and do it again. I fixed my chimney though.
Look at you.
There he is.
There it is. Boom.
I got one building out of it, and I'm very happy. I'm definitely going to fix the other one. I might do that later on tonight when my daughter goes to bed.
You have kids at home?
I've got one child. I've got a daughter.
And you, Colin?
I do. I have a son. Yep.
And Daniel?
A boy and a girl.
Mm-hmm.
Damn, I'm the only one with no child.
I was about to say the only one who has any freedom.
Well, I live in a house with a lot of people. I'm living with 11 people.
Wow.
Oh, wow. That is a lot.
In that, I have 2 couples with, in total, 5 children.
Whoa.
Wow.
Big house.
So it's like, I'm not in a cult. It's not a cult. Because a lot of people think that...
When
I know that's what people... That's what people in the cult say.
I was going to say, it's very cultish of you to say that it's not a cult, so...
Tulu is not my master yet.
It's working on it.
You have your whole tabletop team. You don't need to invite, like, you can quarantine and just host your own games nonstop with everyone.
What's funny is that I think with the exception of 1 of 2 of my roommates, I'm like the only one playing D&D right now. Like we are all nerds, but like really specific type of nerds. Like I have the hockey and statistic one nerd. He really likes like nerdy stuff like science, really about electrical stuff and the electrical car. He's like a self-taught engineer. And we have like I live with 2 of 3 people that studied in agriculture, so they are like big nerd about science and agricultural stuff. And they have me. I'm just the geek that trying to like look intelligent, but
well, it's definitely your geeky intelligence was most welcome today on the stream, my friend. It was fantastic having you come on and share this new technique with all of us. We hadn't seen it before, and it was lovely of you to take the time to come on here and hang out with us and build with us, brother. So we'll definitely have to do it again soon.
Yeah, no problem. I have a lot of free time.
Yes, right. We're all
having no kids.
Well, we'll wrap it up. Congratulations to all 3 of you for completing your build. I now get to finish this build with my son later, so that's what I'm gonna do. That's my goal and my plan for the rest of the day. We'll wrap it up. Thank you so much, Alex, for joining us. Thank you, Michael, for joining us, and Danny for coming on. And thank you to all the gremlins underneath Danny's desk for joining us as well for the build today.
They get paid this week.
They get paid this week. Very good. If you enjoyed the stream, definitely don't forget to hit the subscribe button and turn on that bell notification. Share the video. Tell your friends about the stream. Help us grow. Like it's a newer stream, but this is everyone who comes on here has the same response, which is they just enjoy themselves. So that's the whole point. And we get to learn some new technique about some tabletop crafting, which is never a bad thing for all of us. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you, Carl, who was out there hanging out in the chat today. And thank you to the rest of you that joined today. We'll see you next week. Until then, be sure to craft your passion daily. We'll see you soon.